Welcome to Absolutely Marvel, DC, and Venom!
Oh, yeah, technically Marvel, but also Sony. So,
Right.
hey, and I think out of everyone who's looking for that third spot, I think Sony will pony up the dough. Sony will.
All right, so as usual, guys, with our trailer discussions, I've got it opened up over here. Sal and I are going to go through it beat by beat and discuss the Venom 2 trailer. Did you open it up,
Can't
Sal?
wait.
You going to open it up
I'm
this time?
pulling it up right now. I was like, oh, right.
Remember the last
Okay.
time where you didn't pull it up and you were trying to remember
Yes.
what was in it?
Yeah, I was like, all right, well, whatever.
Okay,
Yep,
so
got it.
right at the beginning, I love it. I feel like the trailer at the beginning just 100% sets up the atmosphere that this is going to be a jokier Venom.
Yes.
It opens
Yes,
up
absolutely.
with Venom trying to make Eddie breakfast in the sloppiest, messiest way possible, and then
Yeah.
Tom Hardy's face of like, "Oh my god!"
This is every day. This is every day that this monster in my body tries to make me breakfast. I have to buy like $200 worth of groceries every week.
Yeah, let's discuss his breakfast there real quick.
Yeah, that breakfast, by the way, looks awesome. It's like waffles and pancakes and
Sausage links,
Sausages.
I think there's cereal in there, like Lucky Charms. Like,
there's a lot going on in that breakfast. I can't wait for Babish to make it.
oh my god! And I didn't even think about that. He's totally gonna make it.
Right? I hope so. So yeah, we got Eddie. This is like the status quo for Eddie and for Venom is, you know, they're a wacky duo.
Well, I wanted to ask you that. So this obviously is putting Venom to be a little bit wackier than he has been in the previous movie.
Yes,
and
I think that was. Yeah.
I think it's a little over the top from the way he acts in the comics too. So,
Oh, totally. Yeah.
What do you think about the more comical Venom appearance?
It's just what worked. It was just they were like, what did people respond to in the movie? They liked when Venom and Eddie like talked to each other, and they liked all the comedy and all the jokes. They liked like the weird like romantic kind of like subtext between the two of them. This buddy cop, maybe they might like be in love with each other kind of thing. So
Okay.
let's just do that. And so let's just lean into it hard. I mean, they brought back Mrs. Chen, which is arguably like one of the more fun scenes, and it's the turd in the wind room.
yeah.
You know.
No, it definitely is. I do appreciate that the trailer right out of the gates, like, no, this is going to be a more comical buddy cop.
Yeah.
If that's what you liked, that's what you're getting. If you liked the evil Venom style,
You're not going to get this. I mean,
Yeah.
he's going to freak out. Like, the fact is, when Carnage is unleashed, people are going to, like, Venom's going to get serious, but, like, when Carnage is not on screen, Venom and Eddie are going to have, like, a hilarious, wacky time.
And like you said, the next scene in the trailer is the Mrs. Chen reminder, which now also sets off another thing, which is kind of closer to the comics. People are aware of Venom, and they're just cool.
Right. Yeah, well, he's lethal protecting their town.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed he doesn't live underground in a secret city of people who, like, use gas lamps and horse-drawn carriages, but I guess it's okay that he's just protecting San Francisco.
So I did that one. He's waving, and like Eddie's relaying the messages to him, so he doesn't appear crazy anymore. It seems like we're jumping ahead a couple years, which I find a little weird considering where they left the cliffhanger. But it seemed like it was like right after.
Yep. Yeah, well, that Carnage post-credit scene where you're like, okay, this is like a few seconds later, and it's like, no. We're gonna. I assume we're gonna set up like they've had correspondence because of what Cletus Cassidy says to him in the narration.
Yeah, which can we already acknowledge they got rid of the wig?
I mean, like, I think we all knew they were going to get rid of the wig because of how terrible it looked and how last minute that shot was. Like, clearly they were like, you know, they were negotiating with Harrelson probably like the whole time they were making Venom, all the way through post-production. And finally he's like, I'll make one movie where I'm Carnage. And they're like, done. Here's your Ronald McDonald wig. Get in the chair.
Get in the chair. So yeah, we get a little Carnage, we get a little Cletus Cassidy. We're
Yes.
showing his crazy side by having him punch stuff. Then we get to see, we go to about 59 seconds in the trailer here. Right after that, this year only in theaters. I do like that. That's become a catch line now, like only in theaters. Like
You
theater.
can only go to the theater, for God's sake, please.
Yeah, exactly. Like, real side tangent on that real quick. I'm all for theaters reopening. I don't want the theater experience to go away.
Yeah.
So I'm on board with that. but I'm also not against the digital idea.
But I like the home theater.
Yeah, I was like, there's some movies where I'm like, I don't need to see that one on the big screen. I'm good.
Exactly. But it looks like the big subplot, or the big main plot, is that like Eddie is working on a story or something regarding Cletus Cassidy, and he's like drawing up a rapport with Cassidy. You know, we have no context. We see Eddie like poring over papers, and he's writing on his computer. He's doing a lot of Hollywood work, which is, you know, doing research according to a movie, which is lots of papers. I'll bet there'll be a cork board at some point with
It'll be like that
articles
meme,
on
like,
it. Yeah,
but it looks like
Charlie's
he's
going to show up.
It looks like he's talking to Cletus before he's going to get the lethal injection. Some masked murderer is, or not masked, but like psycho,
a murderer,
murderer is talking to Cletus and passing it on. Who is the woman at 117? She's got a glowy eyes and a bug. So we're seeing
that is
Shriek.
Shriek.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that Shriek? Are we getting Shriek?
100%. We're getting Shriek. We are gonna like do the first opening salvo of Maximum Carnage, just minus the doppelganger.
Why not the doppelganger? What if it's a Venom doppelganger?
Oh, okay. All right. Although, you know, we saw from the Morbius trailer, Spider-Man exists in this universe, so...
Or it is a Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah. We also saw, I should point out, a copy of the Daily Bugle in this, that a guy, looks like a police... detective is reading the Daily Bugle. They're referring to the hidden victims of Cletus Cassidy. So clearly, I think that Venom is trying... His plan is he's trying to find the bodies of all of the people that Cletus Cassidy killed to give closure to their families.
Okay, and that would make sense, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing I care about is, oh my god, the Daily Bugle, that means... Wait, so that has to be different from the MCU, because in the MCU, there is no Daily Bugle newspaper. It is a controversial website called thedailybugle.net.
Okay.
And that, by the way, is also the exact same Daily Bugle as the Raimi movies.
So we're linking all of it. Oh, it's all linking together anyway. We already know that. So is this going to be the Raimi universe?
I kind of am okay with that. If this is like a post-Raimi movie Spider-Man universe, I don't think that's the case. I think it's just I think they were just like, we have the Daily Bugle, let's put it in there. And let's ignore the fact that in the MCU we established that the Daily Bugle is basically an Alex Jones YouTube channel. So moving on. We also have the Ravencroft Institute. Of course, that's where Cletus is being kept.
Yep.
Shriek's there. My guess is Cletus will get the symbiote. He'll break out. He'll also
How do we
Shriek.
think they're going to give him the symbiote? How do you think they're going to do that? Because in the comics, Venom reproduced, and then it went to Cletus. That was
the two of them are in a regular prison. Venom reproduces while escaping, and Cletus gets the symbiote.
Yeah. So do you think it'll be a similar thing, and that's how he knows Venom directly? Like Eddie's going in to talk to him. Maybe Venom's acting a little goofy because he's about to reproduce.
Yes.
Happens to do it while he's there. Doesn't say anything to Eddie. Eddie leaves.
That's absolutely... I think that's exactly right. I think that's totally what's going to happen. Cletus becomes Carnage. This creates tension for Eddie and Venom.
That's what I was thinking. Like, because we're going to need some kind of tension for the buddy cop thing to work.
Exactly.
Right. You need a little bit of tension in there. You know, it can't just be he's annoyed with him.
No. So Eddie's upset. You know, he's like, we created a monster. You didn't tell me. What else aren't you telling me? You know, that kind of thing. Meanwhile, you know, Cletus is going to get executed, but before, of course, he gets executed, he's going to become Carnage and go crazy and probably kill everybody.
I mean, that's what it looks like. I'm looking at the scene right here. There's Shriek at 152, waking up and using her powers. But it looks like she's in a unique cell. Like, they know what she can do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Although we also see what looks like Ravencroft burning down. So I think that there won't be a lot of Easter eggs like there were at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2. I think it's going to be, maybe you'll see Carrion. You know, like the guy who played the identity for Carrion. Maybe Vermin.
Okay.
You know, characters that Sony has no intention of making movies about.
So people that we can kill off but be like, oh, fun!
Yeah, like, oh, look! I know them. And then they'll burn the whole place down, and Carnage and Shriek will leave, and the two of them will go on a killing spree.
Yeah. We got 202 in the trailer. We got the actual appearance of Carnage. What do you think about the way he looks? I know it's super CG, but anybody who expected anything less, it's a symbiote. Like, it's not... I want a CG symbiote. That's what I
mean, Carnage is supposed to look awesome. He looks awesome. He looks like the version he is now. I'm always a stickler for classic Carnage. I like the fact that, like, Venom is more detailed. He's got teeth, he's got a tongue, he's got like a mouth. With Carnage, it was just blackness, and the teeth were part of the mask. I always liked that, but like almost immediately out of the gate, once Bagley stopped drawing the character, he immediately got teeth and tongues and stuff like that. So that my personal Spider-Man sticklerness aside, I think he looks great. I think he looks like Carnage, especially like because Carnage doesn't have like a logo. You know, like,
yeah, he doesn't.
Part of the problem with Venom was no big spider, right? Oh, that's too bad. But his like white kind of like vascular system, like where you see all this stuff on him that kind of like mimics the spider a little bit.
Yeah,
makes perfect sense if it's black and on Carnage. So he's gonna look like Carnage. It's gonna be the most comic book accurate character you've ever seen on screen.
I mean, I'm happy with it. I think it does look good. Anyone who watches my normal channel Comic Story knows that I'm a fan of all the symbiotes, and I'm a fan of Carnage. I mean, you can't be a fan of symbiotes and be like, well, I don't like Carnage. Like,
yeah, Carnage is overrated. I mean, he is overrated, but like he's also
he's in
dope.
way too much. Like the fact that there's currently a Carnage red, black, and blue or whatever, red, black, and white.
Red, black, and red or blood or whatever,
Yeah. And then, of course, we cut to the final joke where he talks about eating Mrs. Chen.
Yes, because they don't have chocolate. I think that's a carryover. I think that's a comic book reference.
Is it?
I think so. I don't remember. But like, yeah, basically like Venom is almost running his own protection racket for Mrs. Chen.
The chocolate for protection or he eats her. Like,
yes. She's like, the chocolate shipment isn't here, and so Venom's like, I'm going to eat her. I mean, you know.
I don't know. In general, I'm excited for this. Did you enjoy the first Venom? I don't remember. Not
really. I thought it was pretty dumb. But I caught myself watching a couple scenes yesterday, like literally yesterday. I didn't even know they were dropping this trailer. You know, it's fun to see Venom in action, and it's so silly. Like I saw that movie years after it came out on demand. A couple of friends of mine and I watched it, and we're just like, this is so by the numbers. It was so lazy. The only thing that worked in the movie was Tom Hardy's interaction with Venom. Everything else was boring as hell. His relationship, the world building, you know, Drake, the world, you know, the company, the Life Foundation. None of it was interesting. The only thing that was fun and interesting was Eddie and Venom, and seeing Venom on screen and having him look like Venom. So they're like, oh, well, if that's what you want, then we'll just get like an actor to direct this movie and just make it all about that. And it's like, good, just do that. Just do that. Because Riot was stupid. Like, it was so lazy to make the villain for Venom the other Venom. Like you had 6 symbiotes to choose from, right? At least. And one of them looks just like Venom, and you pick that one. And I get it; it's cheaper.
That was my problem with the movie. The final fight was just blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know which one's which.
make the villain a bad guy, female, and make Scream the bad guy. You know, Scream's cool looking, and you're never gonna make a whole movie about Scream.
They could though. And
that's 3.
I would watch that.
Yeah, and you will, because I think Venom 2 is going to make all its money back, and I think that Venom 3 will be inevitable.
Well, so my inevitability is I'm calling it now. This is my call from this trailer.
Yes.
Tom Holland will be in the post-credit scene. That's going to be 3.
Yeah. I think at the very least, the post-credit scene will be a reference to the Spider-Verse Spider-Man 3 movie.
Oh,
you remember?
You think Venom's going to show up in that?
Not in the... I don't think that Venom's going to be in the Marvel movie. I think that the Marvel movie will be in Venom. That, like,
okay.
At the end of Venom, you will have reference to No Way Home.
And then that will link into the third one, which I still think is going to feature Tom Holland. Maybe in a minor role, like they'll be fighting it somewhere in the movie, which leads to like Scream or Phage or... somebody, you know what I mean? Like somebody else. Lasher. Like they all have great 90s names.
Yes. Phage, my favorite. Because it's just, because why'd you pick that? Because why? Phage, really? Phage, Lasher, Scream, Agony, I believe is the other one. That's the other woman.
And then there's, I love how Marvel Comics didn't even treat them well. They became like the symbiote on a dog for like 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it'd be great, though. It'd be a great big reveal at the end of this one. Null.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do it.
I don't think they're going to do Null, but I could see them implying he exists.
Yes.
Like that could be the Thanos of the Sonyverse.
Oh no, that's such a great idea. That's such a great idea for them. I think that sucks because I don't really care for Null, but like I love that idea. Like, yes, that Null, yes, that's the post-credit scene. They're like, you know what? If Spider-Man shows up, yes, another $1 billion, hooray. But we're doing pretty good on just Venom by himself. So let's have our Thanos moment.
Let's we'll build up to Null with all these Venom themed movies and Silver Sable and Black Cat, and they're all gonna see Null. And the Spider-Man Sonyverse, that'll be their Thanos. Null will arrive.
Yes, you just copy it 1-to-1. You know, like there's a symbiote emissary. It's like, oh, master, there's more symbiotes on Earth than ever before. And they're like, Null just turns his CG white face to the camera and smiles. I think you got a hit on your hand. Like, who the hell is that? What? Null sells a bunch of comics. I think that's the way to go.
God of the symbiotes? And then they're like, Black Cat movie. She'll get mystical powers from Doctor Strange that she uses in Null.
Right? Whatever.
For those who don't know, that's actually what happened. Black Cat became Sorceress Supreme, I think, or something like that. Like along those lines to go free Doctor Strange. It was weird.
That is weird.
You didn't read it? It was weird.
No.
She got superpowers. It's crazy.
Ooh.
Magic.
Did she keep them or?
No, she couldn't control them, so she had to give it back to Strange.
Fair enough.
She was going to lose out and become evil, so.
Gotcha.
Which is the standard trope for you have too much power, so you're becoming evil.
Right, exactly. That way we can get you back and no one complains.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Absolutely Marvel, DC, and Venom. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time right here.